noche y empezamos robodobes. Un spliff en my lady, no hace falta no.
All right, yo, what up? This is Gabo Fayuca.
Pablo Fayuca.
It's your boy Reggae Dave, Fayuca.
My name is Jose. I play drums for Fayuca.
My name's Danny T, and I'm an alcoholic.
Oh, you're in the wrong meeting, bud.
Just kidding. In Fayuca, I play trumpet and keys. These guys play instruments too.
Oh,
I don't know why they didn't say it.
Yeah.
So, Clementine has been out for a few months now. Which song has changed the most since crowds got a hold of it?
Wow, what a great question. I think for the most part, we wrote the songs the way they are with intent and for a purpose. So we try to keep it kind of in that same world. But I think the more that we've played Where the Colors Glow, I've noticed where we get looser on certain parts. Trumpet solo, percussion kind of goes a little wild. And it's a crowd favorite.
Okay.
People get pretty dancey with that one. And I think of all the songs, that one's kind of, it stands strong where it is, but we do get a little more loose on that one.
Okay. And this record feels like a fresh chapter for you guys. What did you guys feel like Clementine brought back to you guys to bring back life, you know?
I mean, we locked ourselves in my buddy's basement for like weeks, just writing without having like a genre in mind or without having like a topic. It was just like, what do we feel now, you know? And there were parts where I would play bass or Dave would play guitar. You know, Danny got on the guitar when we were writing the whole thing. But I mean, we were all a part of it. So like, you know, whatever you think.
The album was made with a lot of intent, like you said. A lot of ideas that maybe I had personally, they come in, you bring them to the table, and then now everyone's like, all right, cool, that's cool. How do we dissect that? Or maybe someone else comes in later, like Danny comes in with horns after the fact. I'm like, yo, this song is entirely different now in the greatest way possible. It was really great. It was nice. And Matthew Keller, that's the legend that we spent in his basement. Yeah, that is the man.
There were shifts that we took.
I worked there too.
It's like sometimes like one of us would have to leave, and then another would show up, and then another would appear and reappear. So it's kind of cool. Everyone really contributed their own identity to the songs. So it's really eclectic, but it all feels like it's from the same solar system.
Right.
So it's a fun listen, you know? I hadn't done a full listen until when it came out, really. Because I was so familiar with each individual song. So it's really fun. It's a fun experience. Like, you get to have it with the fans.
Yeah, the
You're
start
like,
to finish, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, it's like all these different kind of parts of Fayuca. Fayuca's so multi-genre anyway. I feel like that album really does a good job of showing all those sides of the cube.
Oh, it's a good answer. Good answer. And you guys like to mix reggae, Latin rhythms, rock, punk, lots of different genres you guys mix around, like he just said, more than just meets the eye, you know, like lots of different angles you guys take and everything. Which side of the sound do you guys think is hitting hardest right now live?
Cumbia.
It's always the
Latin stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Ricky Martin.
Oh yeah.
Sticking to our roots, man. Yeah.
The cumbia stuff is definitely a crowd favorite.
You can't move to them.
Yeah.
And on that note, you know, when you guys write bilingual songs, how do you guys make sure the emotion lands even when someone can't even understand everything?
Dude, you got so many great questions.
No,
It's you though. Like
the
you.
performance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's this guy.
That's the answer.
His vocals.
Live, you know, it's the performance. In the studio, I think it's a lot of just the song building. You know, music is a universal language, and what the soundscape that you put together still projects that same feeling and that energy, right?
Right.
So if it's a love song, or if it's a dance song, or you know, whatever it is, the music that you write kind of already projects that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you guys live in New Mexico too, and you know what I mean? That's got a big mix of crowd, you know.
Yeah.
Tico
Yeah.
Time and stuff, to where it's like, you know,
Oh, that's right.
everybody loves you guys there too. So like, I know that always translates well. Music can translate through barriers and stuff. So I love that. And you guys have talked about this being a time of transition. What do you have to let go of to make this record?
I think it was more just diving in, you know. maybe losing some of the fear of talking about certain topics, you know, or masking them in word choice, and just being very direct with what we're doing, you know. Again, the record was written with intent, and the intent was, there's no direction, let's just pour our feelings onto a recording, you know. So I guess just losing any kind of doubt or fear, and just being able to just let everything out without, you know, wondering if your brothers are going to judge you for a lyric that just doesn't really translate how you wanted it to, you know.
Right.
And once we were all comfortable and kind of dove in, that's when the magic was happening, you know. Everybody was contributing.
Yeah, that's the way to go, man. And the album has some really big collaborations. Which guest pushed you guys into the right direction, and which guest pushed you guys in a direction you guys didn't expect?
I would say, for me, it was the Gondwana and Bumpin' Uglies feature.
Oh, okay.
During the pandemic, you know, I wrote that song with the Gondwana guys. They're a Chilean reggae band. And we had never really done reggae like that before, you know, where it was just like that deep, dubby kind of reggae. And it was very Gondwana forward. They write a lot of songs like that. I think that kind of helped that song kind of live in that world. I didn't know which direction it was going to go. I didn't know how it was going to sound. And then once Gondwana came in, and then, you know, Bumpin' Uglies came in, and Jairicio's from Costa Rica, once everybody kind of added their thing, it was like, oh, wow, I didn't expect the song to sound like this, you know? It's just heavy. You got some?
I feel like the song with Jason from Authority Zero and Chris Tzakis on drums. For me, that was like two of my youthful music heroes on the same track, you know, on a song we made. That just got me going. And I was like, okay, like, just to feel like you're at least creating with your peers, you know, with your heroes, that was a really special feeling. I felt like that felt like we were entering a new era. It was like, oh, now we're entering that same level. That we're trying to make music at that same level that our inspirations were doing it at. Yeah. And so, you know, that really like leveled it up for me. I felt really special about that song.
How about the Pilfers one? Where I call up Cooley and I'm like, hey man, here's some direction. He's like, I don't need direction. I'm just gonna go in and do what I need to do.
Hell yeah.
And he gave us the perfect verse for that song, which is a song that we've never really. It was the last song that we wrote on the record. We're like, what do we need to kind of tie this whole thing together and make it like a collective? And it was piece by piece. And I was like, Cooley ranks, call him up. Let me do what me do. And I was like, all right, do what you do.
I love how you did the voice too.
And then the 77 Jefferson one, that's
the personal favorite.
That was his personal favorite. I guess we're gonna talk about all the features.
I know, damn, I know. It escalates.
We really picked people we were
deliberately.
Yeah, it
with
seems
intent.
like you guys had a lot of footprints on that, and like you guys really played with a lot of your heroes, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just to piggyback on Danny too, like that song with Chris Tzakis on the drums from the RX Bandits, and I mean, come on, that's for us, like that's like a young me was like freaking out, you know. And then Jason DeVore too, and then another close one too is Joel Castillo. He's kind of become like a good friend now too. We host us when we were in town when he's in Kansas, you know, staying in Kansas City. But another hero, we kind of like connected online too, and then worlds collide, and that was before I joined the band, and we kind of kept a little connection, and then all comes full circle. So it's, I don't know, all the features were great, man. They were.
I think we picked all the songs with the features. We picked the features because that's kind of like those were the guys that were kind of like calling to us, you know, like this needs to have 77 Jefferson on it. And then I think because of just like the friendships that we have with these people, and also the fact that everybody that's on there, we really respect them as musicians and artists. I think that respect was kind of reciprocated, and it was like, yes,
sure,
let's fucking do it, you know.
Definitely.
So I think every feature sits right where it needed to, and it was a very hard question to answer.
Yeah, definitely a hard question to answer, but on my end, hey, yeah, you guys definitely answered it really well. Well, it's a very good answer. It's transparently throughout you guys. Really good answer on that end. I mean, I haven't worked with all of those guys, but I have worked with Jason decades ago, and like really in depth with him. And if you give him like space to work, he literally just takes off. So I'm sure like that was a great experience, especially if you guys, Phoenix, Arizona, man.
Yeah.
One more minute,
he's
like
He's
big
viral on
shout out,
YouTube now, dude.
big shout out on that guy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And coming from Phoenix into Reggae Rise Up Oregon, what are you guys most curious about this crowd?
I guess who would resonate? Yeah.
I think we could tell that maybe these weren't the flavors they're used to, consuming, right? Like we're coming all the way from the border, so it's really not the Canadian one. So it's like
Wrong border.
yeah, I think it's always exciting for us when we come to an area where maybe there isn't a lot of that Latin influence. Especially the reggae festival too, where like maybe there's a little less punk rock than people are expecting, or there's more in our set than they're expecting. That's always a surprise, and people are always excited about that. But yeah, we love doing the I mean, sometimes we go all the way up to Michigan and Wisconsin, and we're doing the Cumbia, and people are like, "What is this? This is so cool." They're like, "I feel my hips are moving. I don't know what's going on."
They can't resist or they can't help it. Yeah, dude.
Become
No resistance.
teachers. You become teachers. You know what I mean? You're teaching people in
Show them
different
with the
areas,
hips a little bit.
culture.
Yeah, give them a little bit of that, and that's all they need.
You're bringing down some South culture up to the North. There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
More of that needs to happen. So hopefully you guys keep coming back up to Oregon,
Hell yeah.
And a lot of bands like to talk about good vibes, but your songs also carry an identity of grit. What does that balance mean for you guys right now after this album?
I think good vibes is because the reggae-ish sound is just a good vibe. But there's some realness to what we sing. There's the song, the lyrics are usually about something that motivated you or moved you at a time. Sometimes they're happy tones, and sometimes they're sad love songs masked with fun reggae music. I think that grit is more just like the true, the realness of approaching our songwriting. I've always said it where I don't know if it's kind of a blessing or a crutch, but where if something's not believable, we just won't play it.
Right.
I just won't sing it. I won't write it. I just can't. And I think that maybe that realness is kind of where that grit comes from. We're West Side boys from Phoenix who grew up in a certain area that was rougher than others, and along with that, you experience different things. That when you stay true to your identity and you stay true to your art, in our situation, there's a little bit of grit in that sweet, love song or something.
Yeah, I feel like you can't have...
What
you
he's
can't
trying to
have-
say is that this is a West Side band, yo.
Yeah.
This fucking band's from the streets, dude. Not me, clearly, but they show me, dude. They show me what it's like, dude. And we never will let that go. We're never gonna be an all sunshine band. I love that about this band.
How could you be coming from Phoenix? You know what I mean? You gotta have some grit. Yeah, I'm from North Phoenix, man. So like, when you're in Phoenix, it's that vibe of, you either have it or you don't, and people see it or they don't.
Yeah, you got hopped up.
You gotta be pumped up. He's happy. But yeah, for someone who's never heard your guys' music, maybe they're just seeing this interview right now, what would you guys say as far as explaining you guys maybe in like a sentence? It's hard, I know, but
You got an answer. I see it. Pablo like, put me in, coach.
Jumping to the bit. I actually don't. I was thinking.
Oh, you're so good with words.
Here you go.
Can you use that in a question again, please?
use that in a question. So if I've never heard of you guys and I've never seen you guys before, and I'm about to see you guys, and like maybe you're not you, and you're like, bro, you about to check out this fucking band. They're great, or they suck, or the first two songs are great, or what?
I would say it's fucking dope. I don't know. That band. I mean, energetic.
I was gonna say energetic. Yeah, I would say just energetic and fun. And I think we do that on stage, and we hope that translates to people on the other side of it, and hopefully they move, and then they dance and have a good time, and that's what it is. I mean, I'm having a good time when I'm up there. I love to play with my brothers here and skank around, around the stage and just do what I do. So yeah, energetic.
I did learn how to skank,
You gotta start skanking more, man. Just do it. You gotta do it in place, and then you can graduate to like start moving around. Yeah. It's an art. It's an art.
As long as 3 out of 5 of us are skanking, we're still ska.
Yeah, Pablo's been helping out with that too. Yeah, he's been stepping in.
Like, we got this shit. Don't worry about it.
We got it, dude. Lead by example.
All right, final thoughts?
Dude. Yo, thank you guys for listening. Thanks, Reggae Rise Up, for having us out here. Thank you for interviewing us. Thank you to all the new fans and the friends that we made in the last year with all these festivals we've been playing, the Reggae Rise Ups and the Red Rocks. And, thank you for streaming the record, and keep streaming it. Tell all your friends. 1 person becomes 1,000. 1,000 become, our friends and our fans for life. So thank you guys so much. Yeah. Really love you guys.
Also, real quick shout out to Traveling Sons.
Oh, Traveling Sons. They made this bolo right here. They do all my bolo work.
They also hosted our meet and greet just a bit ago. So also shouts and thanks to all the people at the meet and greet.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for giving me this time. I know it's rough at this festival right now. Hot. Little different type of heat than Arizona, but yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
This is great, man.
The breeze is good right now.
I love it, man.